Say hey to the camera.
Hi, camera.
Might as well film it. Yeah, I'm gonna do a really quick get ready with me real quick. Some of this is first impression. I got the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. In every shade they sell at Walmart, because I didn't know what my shade was, and I wanted to have them on hand to do people's makeup because I've heard they're really, really great. So we're just gonna jump right in. I should probably go wet my beauty blender because I forgot to do that. Oh, and another thing, this is not my normal setup or lighting. Anthony has most of the lights with him, so I think I'm gonna do golden beige. Get rid of all that. All right, first I'm gonna use the Backlight Priming Filter. I love this primer because it's illuminating and hydrating and overall pretty on the skin. I'm super rough on my skin. I need to watch that. Alright, now that I have that done, I'm going to use a little bit of the Professional just in this area because I have larger pores there. And if I keep looking down, it's because I have a mirror right here. My big mirror is being covered up by the camera. You know what? I told myself I was going to do my eyes first before I started, and then I just prime my face. So I'm going to jump and do my eyes, and then I'll come back. Okay, first I'm going to prime my eyes with, this is a totally unprepared video, the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm looking for a powder. My vanity is a mess, so found it. I'm just going to set my concealer with the Real Techniques. This is their contour brush. I don't ever use it for contouring, but that's what it's called. And then I'm going to go into the Tarte's Pro palette and start with the shade Bold as a transition shade. And I'm using a Luxie Tapered Blending 205 brush. Next, I'm going to take a smaller fluffy brush, the Luxie Tapered Blending 229, and I'm going to go in with the shade Innocence, which is just a little bit darker than Bold to deepen up the crease, and I'm going to keep it lower than the first color. Alright, then I'm going to take the color Whimsy, which is this like terracotta color, with the same brush, and I'm going to keep this color really low in the crease and in the outer corner and just blend that in. I think my neighbor must be washing his car because there's the weirdest noise coming from over there. And I'm just tapping this color in the outer corner and then blending it in so that way the darkest pigment is towards the outer, because wherever you put your brush first is where the deepest pigment's going to be. Focusing it towards the outer and then blending in like that. Then I'm going to go back with the first brush I used, the Luxie 205, and that first transition shade Bold, and blend everything out. I'm going to go back later with a brow bone highlight, so I'm not really worried about putting anything there right now. So now that we have that finished, we're going to go in with this really cool product Stila just came out with. It's their Magnificent Metal Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. I don't know if you could see that. And this is the color Rose Gold Retro. And this is a really, really cool product because it's a wet eyeshadow, but it dries pretty quickly. It stays put all day long. So and it has like a little doe foot applicator. I'm just going to put this starting on the inner part of my eye and work it out, and then we'll blend it with the other shadows after we get it laid down. Alright, and that was just with one dip of that. Like I used one side of the doe foot applicator on one side of the eye, and then I used the other side for the other eye. And then I'm going to go in around the edges and blend that into the other eyeshadows so there's no harsh lines. But I'm not going to touch the center of the eye at all because I want it to stay the most pigmented. I just don't want there to be any harsh lines. Alright, now I'm going to go back with Innocence, which is this color right here. Blend it all together. And on the outer side, I'm going to go back in with that terracotta color Whimsy. Deepen up the outside again because when I laid that glitter shadow down, it took away a lot of that deepness that I had going before. And for the most part, I like to keep the outer side of my eye pretty dark with whatever color I'm using, because it elongates the eye and gives you that really pretty smoky cat eye look. And you don't have to use blacks or grays to do a smoky eye. You can do any color you want. I'm just deepening it up with that Whimsy color. And then I'm going to go back with that first tapered blending brush that I used, and with no product on it, and I'm going to blend everything together. I'm going to move on to eyeliner, and then I'll do my face, and then I'll finish up the lower part of my eyes. I'm using the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper. It's my favorite. And I just did a really, really tiny wing. And with that glitter shadow, you're going to have to go over this a few times to keep it black, because the glitter kind of shows through a little bit. And how I like to do my eyeliner so I keep it pretty steady is I like to look straight and place my hand on my face like this, so it gives me like a really steady application, and make short strokes all the way across. Alright, now that I've done that, I'm going to move on to the face. It's already primed because I did that first. And I'm going to use this new Wet n Wild. I've heard such good things about this, and I got it for $3.86. So like I said, I bought every color. So I could have on hand in case I was doing someone's makeup and I didn't have their shade. I could always pull out these. And I've heard so many, I just shook my camera. I've heard so many good things about this, I couldn't wait to try it. It smells like paint. It's got a spatula, so I'm just going to put this directly on my face and then blend it out. I might be using way too much, but we'll see. It looks kind of dark on the camera, but I think it's a pretty good match for my self-tanner. And that's the color Golden Beige, which I feel like all self-tanners are pretty much the same color. So if you self-tan a lot, this might be a good color for you. It's blending out really, really well. It's definitely not full coverage. Maybe you could build it up. I find when I build up foundations though, it makes my expression lines crease a lot during the day. So I try to do like the thinnest amount of foundation possible. It's got a really pretty finish, and the smell's gone away. It's not like paint anymore. Alright, now I'm gonna go back in. I'm gonna go back in with the Tarte Shape Tape and conceal and highlight with this. This is my all-time favorite concealer. I don't think anything can top it at this point. I'm just gonna add a little. I should get creative and do some like funky designs on my face with this. Anthony just left me the sweetest message. Really sweet. Alright, I'm back in a minute. I'm just blending all this out with my dampened beauty blender. I like to leave the nose one to do last. I feel like the longer I make it last, the longer I let it sit there, the more prominent it'll be down the center of my nose, which will make a lighter line down the middle of my nose, which will make my nose look smaller. Alright, once I have all that blended in, I'm going to set my under eyes with my RCMA No Color Powder. I used to bake a lot, but I find that it makes my under eyes look so dry. So I just set it with like a really light. With that concealer anyways, you could probably go without setting it if you have really dry skin, because it dries down matte, but it's not overly matte. And then I'm going to set the rest of my face with, if I can find it, I found it, with this Laura Mercier Candlelight, no, it's Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in shade 1. So I'm going to set the rest of my face with this, using a Real Techniques powder brush. And I just like to swirl it in, like stamp my face with it. And the reason why I like this powder over like your traditional translucent powder, this one has kind of like a sheen to it, so it doesn't make your face look like chalky or powdery. I'm gonna go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It smells so good, like I can't help but smell it every time I open it up. And just get a little on there and just warm up the perimeter of my face. I kind of have a big forehead, so I like to do that. And because I self-tan, my scalp's like really white and my forehead's not. So I kind of brush it into my hair and down my chin. Alright, next I'm going to take, I just got this and I really like it. Y'all, it is hot in my bedroom with this vanity light on. But this is the Fiona Styles Sheer Sculpting Palette in light medium. And it's really good for contouring because it's got really cool tone shades. I'm going to take my NARS Ida brush, I don't know how to say it. I'm going to mix these two lighter shades together and contour my cheeks. And I just like to go in the hollows and then kind of brush it up to blend in with my bronzer. And if you don't know where your hollows are, you can just that line and you're gonna put it there and above, never below. It just kind of makes your face a little skinnier. Any help I can get, I'll take it. But I really like this powder because it's super easy to blend out and they're light enough for people that are pale like me. I'm gonna take a small, here it is. I think, no, that's not good. Abort. We'll choose a new brush. I'll take this Artis brush. How about that? I'm gonna take this little Artis brush. This is the Oval 3. And I'm gonna go into the lightest shade and just barely put any on my brush and then tap it off. And I'm gonna contour the sides of my nose with it. And I try to do this pretty lightly because you can rub your foundation off if you're not careful. I'm gonna go back with my Beauty Blender, which still has some concealer on it, and I'm gonna push this in to make it look more natural. And if you ever get it too dark, you can just take some like translucent powder and press it in with your Beauty Blender and let it sit for a few minutes and then wipe it away, and it will really tone down any mistakes you make. That's why a lot of people will bake right here and let it sit because it cleans up their contour line, and when they brush it away they have a straight line, which I'm not going to do that today because I did pretty well with my contour and sometimes that harshness is too much for me. Alright, I'm going to move back to my face now that I've got everything contoured. I do not have very big lips, so I like to take a little bit of the contour and I like to put just a little tiny bit right under my bottom lip and go right under there, and you can already tell it gives you a shadow that makes your bottom look bigger. These Artis brushes are great for contouring your you can even use this with a cream product to blend out a cream, or to put the cream product down and then blend it out. Okay, now that I've contoured, I'm going to highlight, and I'm going to use, I should really get it together and figure out where all my stuff is. My favorite highlight of all time is missing. Y'all, it is gone. It is a really sad day for me right now. I'll just move on to something else. Oh, I found it. Just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna take this setting brush that I've been using just because I can't find anything else, so I might as well not look for it. And I'm gonna highlight my cheekbones. It's really showing up well on this camera, which I'm excited for because it usually doesn't. Just like a really natural, pretty sheen. It doesn't have any sparkle at all. I cannot stand highlighters with sparkles. It just gives you a really soft glow. A little on the chin. Now I'm gonna go in with this new, the packaging looks terrible, Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Blush. It's like the sister to the Butter Bronzer. And I'm gonna take my Physicians Formula blush brush. And this is like a really pale color, so I feel like I can go ham with it. I might be mistaken once I get it on my cheeks, but y'all, it smells so amazing. This makes me happy. I feel like it's a really, really subtle color, which is nice because sometimes I go crazy with my blush and I'm like, ooh, I look like a clown. So I usually put a lot on, like I'm doing, but this smells amazing. I mean, alright, now I'm gonna go back to my eyes and finish up everything. I'm gonna go in with, this is my Naked Smoky brush, and I'm going to use the pencil side, and I'm going to go in the color, that terracotta color, the Whimsy, and I'm just going to smoke out my bottom lash line. I like to flip the brush around, and after I apply the product really close to the lash line, I'll flip the brush around to the fluffy side and blend it all out. I love the way it looks when you put eyeshadow on underneath your eyelids, but I hate the way it feels. I always get it in my eyes and it's so irritating. It makes my eyes water for a few seconds. Okay, so I've always put mascara on first and then lashes, but I've always found it really hard to put lashes on after applying mascara, and someone told me that if I put lashes on first and then mascara, that it's a lot easier. It will weaken your lashes, not your actual lashes, but your falsy lashes. It'll make them not last as long by doing that, but it's worth it because it's so much easier to put them on. But before I put lashes on, I forgot I needed to do my eyebrows. So I'm gonna use the Cabral by Benefit in the shade 2. And I'm gonna use the Sedona Lace EB17 brush. It's got like a angled side and then a spoolie. And I'm gonna brush my brows up, and then this comes with a brush, and it's a pretty good brush, but I don't like to hold it because it's really small. So I like to use this one, and it's got a spoolie. So I'm just gonna dip some product on here and do my brows really quick. That's as good as they're gonna get today. I'm gonna take this other Benefit brow product called Highbrow and kind of clean up the bottom part of my eyebrows. Once you put that on there, you just go in with your finger and kind of blend it out. And then I'm gonna set my brows with the Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks. Okay, so now all I have left to do is my eyelashes. I found these lashes at Walmart for 50 cents, and I'm gonna try them out. They look a lot like the Ardell Wispies, but they're by LA Colors. I'm using the Duo Lash Glue in black. Then I'm gonna apply like a really light layer of mascara so that I don't damage the... I forgot to tell you, these are in style Diva 976. They're at Walmart for 50 cents. Just a really, really light layer to my lashes to blend in with the fake lashes. Alright, I'm gonna do my other eyelash off camera. Those were kind of deformed a little bit, so I had to cut some of them off. Turning your brush this way to fill in those gaps will allow you to fill in the gaps without getting much product on the false lashes. Next, I'm going to highlight the inner corner of my eyes with Pearl by Becca. I would like to use a matte liquid lipstick just because they stay all day, but my lips are so dry, I just don't want to handle that feeling. Alright, I'm going to use Stark Naked by Urban Decay as my lip liner, and then I'm going to use Coquette by Lime Crime. Oh, that's perking. I didn't see that. Anyways, these two as a lipstick. Oh, I totally had the mirror in the frame the entire time. I'm just tapping it in. I'm just gonna darken up the outer edges. That's a little bit better. And now after all of that, I'm gonna set my face. This is my new favorite setting spray. It's the Milani Make It Last. It's $8.99, I think. Douse my face with this stuff. And it smells pretty good too. I did nothing with my hair today but blow dry it. This is what the final look looks like. It's super easy, it was really quick, and I think anybody can do this. And if you don't have these products, just work with what you have. I mean, I use pretty neutral colors, so this look is pretty achievable for everybody. I hope you like it. If you do like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave so you can see my upcoming videos. So yeah, if you like it, please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next time.